Hey, hey, hey. What do you know? Bring in my horns. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. How we doing? It ain't Sunday, but it feels like one. So we might as well do Mystery Sunday since we didn't get to it last night. So we're looking for this communist party. It's somewhere in these apartments. That's right. I forgot we could use that. Oh, and shift sprints, huh? All right. So let's see if we can't find this communist meeting. On the balcony, maybe? Is it up here? Does it start at 21 or 22? Maybe we should look that up. Maybe we got 10 minutes. Questions about, we need to go back to Monday, back to the reality lowdown. Man, we can't do any of these because we can't do that one. It's after 22. Okay. So we got 10 minutes. We gotta find someone to talk to for 10 minutes. Fish, go lay down. Like, for reals. And not on my mouse. Christ. We go talk to bloody Kuno. That's funny. We should be able to click on it and make us ass run all the way around. We haven't had one flipping minute tick off the clock yet. Yo, 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 Nibbler! What up, dude? How we doing, man? We're wasting time for 10 minutes. We can't join our communist party.
Kuno? You already know that slow shit.
Right, how can I
Kuno
forget?
thinks you have brain damage or some shit. Kuno cares.
Kuno, stop being nice to the pig! Step away from Kuno, fat-ass creep!
Ease off, see. Don't be telling Kuno what Kuno can do. What else you want, pig man? Kuno
Doesn't fucking care. Alright, we already got everything out of her, I believe. Can we talk to this dude?
Hi again, gendarme.
Composure.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
So I wonder why we can't talk to that guy.
Hey, was there something you needed?
I just need to take off some time off the clock. Is there anything else we can buy anywhere? I think we've looked at all the clothes that we've found. I mean, can we wait for a couple minutes since Kim's not
You
around?
sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
There we go.
The twiddling barely keeps your hands warm.
That's all we needed to do. And now let's go join the Communist Party meeting. Eat the fucking rich. You know, in this guy's room? Alright, we gotta find this place now. Could we never go up here before? I don't think we could.
As you approach the metal grill, you can hear several voices having what appears to be an animated discussion. This must be it. Beyond this door lies the beating heart of radical communism in Martinez.
Here we go.
Somehow, the night air softens the smell of
We can
trash
smell it.
and sea brine. As the breeze pulls through the canvas like a shuttle through a loom, you catch a hint of something unexpected. Something earthy, warm, and burnt. The acrid smell of failure. No, that's just slightly burnt coffee. A smell you would recognize anywhere.
Just look at this pig, sniffing about after hours.
Why didn't you say the signature was right behind you?
Must have slipped my mind. You know how it goes.
She gives you a lackadaisical
The metal
shot.
grill is cool to the touch.
Let's try and
You
listen.
can make out at least two separate voices. Two voices, both male, approximately early 20s.
Careful with those now. I have it. It's going to work. I can feel it.
The clang of metal reverberates all along the scaffolding. The voices coming from the other side fall silent.
Who's there? Is that you, Maurice?
It's not Maurice, it's the police. That's right, it is I, Maurice.
Come crawling back already. Get out of here, traitor.
I'm trying to get organized. Can you help me?
For a moment, silence.
What's the passphrase?
I want to say it's that Disco Supernova. It's we wait to sign the whole empire.
There's no response. You begin to wonder whether they've slipped out some back way. No, they're still there. You can feel them back there.
Alright. The key's taped to the back of the door frame. Just make sure you put it back when you're done, or we'll all be locked out. And do watch the concrete. It just kind of falls away, in places.
Have
Nice.
fun at your underground meeting, pig. Hope it's a blast.
Uh-oh. Are we gonna blow something up? I think we are.
The two young men are either oblivious to or ignoring your entrance. Their attentions are fixed on whatever it is they're stacking in the middle of the floor. Matchboxes, it appears.
I think it's holding, Alexis.
It is. It's holding.
The Echo Maker?
It's definitely not holding. Those matchboxes are stacked so haphazardly, it's like they want them to collapse.
Careful, careful.
I think we robbed Sebastian.
Damn, hardly any difference.
The young man shakes his head and then looks up at you, barely concealed irritation.
You're late.
He should know the meeting starts at 10 p.m. sharp.
His quote
Just a
continues.
Could this be the former owner of a certain jacket you acquired recently? Don't let them see you flustered, sire. Play along.
Before we move on, do you recognize this jacket? Apologies, comrades. I had to make sure I wasn't being tailed by our class enemies.
Esteban, isn't that your jacket?
What a coincidence. You two have the same jacket. What are the odds? Based on the prevalence of white Saramaritsian
I like the music here. It's really
in
creepy.
Martinez,
Why is it creepy though?
extremely low.
It certainly looks like my jacket, Alexis. Where did you get that, gendarme?
I just found it in a room. We stole it. Why did we bring up the jacket? Come on, fish. Get off the mouse pad.
Unlikely. That's real Sarmaritzian drill. Only old Sarmaritzian communists and drug smugglers wear those anymore.
He is neither of those, of course. He is simply a poor student putting on airs. Also, he doesn't have the shoulders to fill out such a jacket.
See, Uli? It's just like Mazovrot. How does it go again?
Those committed to the rights of property are those most apt to violate them.
His companion nods apathetically.
Just a minute. Steban, Ulixis, why do those names ring the faintest of bells? Probably because they're the real names of Nazteb and Exilus, the authors of that so-called essay about Tip-Top Tournay you read.
Oh.
You should get to the bottom of this when you have the chance.
I assumed it was Maurice who broke into my room to play a trick on me. I didn't think I'd actually been raided by the RCM.
There is surprise in his voice, naturally. But is that a note of excitement you also detect?
What jacket is he talking about?
Absolutely not. You have to keep it. Can you imagine the look on Maurice's face when he finds out the RCM has been kicking my door down?
He'll shit himself. Positively.
And now they've sent one of their agents to infiltrate our meeting.
Oh, I'm not infiltrating shit. I want to join.
The RCM wants to join us?
Quizzical expression.
Interesting. Does that mean you've done the reading?
Uh-oh. No one said anything about reading. You'll just have to wing this one.
What is this reading? I thought this was a revolutionary group.
You have? Excellent. Let's hear your critique then.
There were too many words. I like the characters in the plot. The themes were
They
interesting.
always say that when they haven't done the reading. Well, this is getting awkward. I'm not sure what you're expecting to find here then.
There's profound consternation in his voice. You suspect it's about
reading?
something bigger than your not having done the reading.
Maybe he can explain himself.
What exactly are you two doing here? What were you two doing with those matchboxes just now? You two wrote the article in La Fune, didn't you? Just go right to that.
You've read our article.
The first time since you met the young man, worms seem to desert him.
That I did not expect.
His companion is now blushing now. A sheepish grin on his face.
The energy in the room has shifted ever so slightly in your favor. They're afraid they've somehow embarrassed themselves in front of you.
Well, don't keep us on tenterhooks. What did you think of the essay?
The delicate egos on these boys. Even though you're just some cop, they're desperate for your approval.
Keep developing your ideas, guys.
Well, of course that's just an initial foray into the subject. We're hoping to return to it for a more substantial treatment next term. In any case, I'm glad our piece found its audience. That's always the hope with these things, you know.
All right. We're doing the
young man
matchboxes.
frowns at the little pile of boxes on the floor.
Nothing, just messing around until the meeting started.
They're watching those matchboxes awfully intently for two guys who are just messing around.
I agree. They're gonna
It's
blow something
almost
up.
as though They were trying to create the most unstable structure they could, with predictable results.
In the most generous sense, I would say we're cultivating revolutionary consciousness.
Yes, that's probably the best way to describe it.
But more specifically, we are running a reading group. The most rigorous and theoretically advanced materialist reading group in Martinaise.
Comrade Steban is a great discussion leader, one of the best at the university.
It's obvious they take this group of theirs extremely seriously. Whatever you do, don't compare it to a common book club.
Sounds like a regular book club. I like how they say that. Oh, man. Is this where I can square off on theory combat? Sounds like a place for intense intellectual engagement. Exactly my kind of jam.
That's our whole thing. The world is so shallow, all noise and repetition. We're interested in genuinely radical critique.
Precisely. We are not interested in senseless parroting. We like to read critically.
Within the contours of Mazovian historical materialism, of course.
I didn't realize that they taught radical Mazovian theory at the university. Okay, so what does your reading group actually read?
Huh. As though you can call that problem teaching.
One thing you learn quickly at university is that you're not going to find a real education in any lecture hall or discussion seminar.
We are post-attendance, basically.
Exactly. The only worthwhile part of the so-called École Normale de Reversol is the library. That's where we've made our greatest critical strides. We study all the foundational texts of Mazovian theory, of course. Just last week we finished the second volume of Puncher and Watman's Innocence of Capital.
Truly extraordinary.
And before that we spent 6 weeks on State and Plasm.
Ooh.
For some reason, the word plasm catches in your ear like a piece of old wax. Uh-oh. You can feel your attention span rapidly deteriorating.
Let it wander,
Your
baby.
attention detaches. The voices of the young men fade away. It's a cool evening, you notice.
Listen for night sounds.
Out beyond the dull chatter, you catch the sound of a distant seabird, and of course, the sound of the large stretches of canvas that cover the missing sections of wall. The way they billow in the night breeze reminds you of something.
A patch of ocean turned on its side, a woman's skirt swelling in the breeze. A wild beast tangled in a sheet.
That must be it. You imagine yourself in a small dinghy buoyed along gentle swells. In another life, you might have made a fine seafaring man.
Arr, the pirate
Who knows?
Harry.
You may become one yet. Gradually, the pleasant sensation recedes. You turn your attention to the two young men who appear just about finished.
And before that, there was Abelard's Impé Infernal.
But, of course, our special emphasis is on the theories of Ignace Nilsson and his followers, especially the inframaterialists.
I know who Kaz Maslov is, but who is Ignace
Only
Nilsson?
Krasmazov's most trusted lieutenant, the evangelist of the revolution, and the founding father of the People's Republic of Samara.
It's hard to overstate how unimpressed he is that you've never heard of this world historical individual.
That's like the first encyclopedia one we
He
found.
also happens to be the greatest communist theorist after Mazov himself. It was Nilsson who first postulated the existence of ideological plasm, which forms the basis of inframaterialist theory.
Those words again. You've got to find out what this inframaterialist stuff is all about. Whatever it is, one thing's perfectly clear. These young students have a much deeper understanding of communism than you do. You could learn a thing or two from them. If you can convince them you're one of them. The young man sighs. His companion looks about furtively.
Where's
What
the
do
rest?
you mean? This is the reading group.
So it's just two of
We're
you?
in something of a rebuilding phase.
Some of our former comrades didn't have the ideological fortitude our work demands.
Okay, but what happened to them?
Intellectual attrition is maybe the best way to describe it. Felix said he couldn't keep up with the reading on top of his classwork. And Susanna
Felix?
wanted to read text other than Mazovian theory. Like novels, if you can believe it.
She thought it was a book club.
Imagine the audacity of wanting to read a novel in a reading group.
Unbelievable.
See? Even the gendarme gets it.
We've tried recruiting new members, but unfortunately the current intellectual climate is pretty hostile to inframaterialist thought. These days, if you're on the left, the ascendant schools are the Godwaldians and their iconoclasts.
Don't forget about Maurice and the turnips.
Right. Then there was the whole turnip debacle.
Did you say something about turnips?
It's an unfortunate story. You see, our ex-comrade Maurice is something of an economist.
He's studying macro and microeconomics.
Right. So a few weeks ago we were discussing the extra physical capabilities of the revolutionary state. And Maurice said, what were his exact words, Ulex's?
It was unbelievable. He said, turnips don't care if they are grown by communists, moralists, or Vulcan. They grow just the same.
Basically, he was rejecting the whole foundation of inframaterialist theory.
What is this inframaterialist business they keep blathering about? You've never heard of anything like it.
Yeah. Remind me.
Simply that under suitably revolutionary conditions, crop yields naturally increase relative to non-revolutionary crops, which Morris somehow has the gall to deny.
What?
Susanna said that he has been hanging out with some non-communists lately.
For us, the question boiled down to, if you don't even accept the basic ideas of Nielsen and inframaterialist theory, why are you in the reading group?
So you expelled Maurice in the reading group over an argument over turnips? I totally
Of course
understand.
you do. It's pretty basic stuff. Well, it wasn't so much that he was expelled.
He just quit coming. We haven't seen him around for weeks.
What's so bad about the
They're the most
Godwaldians?
depressing school of communism. They love writing long books with a patina of Mazovian theory to cover up their cheap psychologizing.
A gang of cheap psychologists and intellectual midgets. Typical Godwalders, in other words.
It's okay for Uli to say that, because his dad is from Gottwald.
What's so depressing about their theories? So bad about psychologizing?
Do you think all the problems in the world can be reduced to repressed sexual urges?
No, of course not. That's reductive in the extreme.
Speaking from experience, definitely.
I can tell you're a man who has his urges, but I can also tell you're no Gottwaldian. You see,
He smirks.
the Gottwald school look like communists. They talk like communists. But scratch the patina and you'll see beneath that they're just depressed liberals who've read too many books.
And what about the
For
iconoclasts?
starters, they love talking about beans.
Iconoclars. Beans. I like beans.
Oh, sure. But iconoclasts are obsessed with beans. They love thinking about beans. They love counting beans. But most of all, they love building models to predict how many beans there'll be in the future.
Nota bene, iconoclast is an extra pejorative form of the already pejorative name, Mazovian economists, a moderate school of Mazovianism which advocates the gradual transition to communism through carefully managed economic modernization rather than violent social revolution.
Okay.
By far the most bean-centric school of communism.
Ah yes, the much maligned bean counters, ensconced in their think tanks and high-rises, believing they can save the world through a series of incremental, assiduously technocratic reforms.
I don't get it. Are the beans a metaphor? But isn't it good to know how many beans are out there? What's wrong with making progress through moderate economic reform? Just be smart with it.
Oh, please. There's nothing moderate about their love for counting beans. If I were a Gottwaldian, I would probably diagnose them with Bohnenfixierung. You see, iconoclasts claim to be communists, but in reality they're just liberals with hard-ons for spreadsheets.
What about the liberals? Are the liberals shit?
Of course not. The only people who actually call themselves liberals are mouth-foaming reactionaries.
Basically indistinguishable from fascists. You'd need an X-ray machine to tell the difference.
What about Cindy? Is she part of the group?
Cindy is... How to describe her role?
Something of an ideological auxiliary, perhaps.
Yes, that's exactly how I would put it. And naturally, we support her radical counter-liberal aesthetics.
But she refuses to submit an essay, so we can't call her a member of the group per se.
That doesn't stop her from using the
Essay.
room for studio space, of course.
There was
Go
something
ahead.
else.
Clinching? No. We're not an operational cell.
We think of ourselves as more of an intellectual vanguard.
Are you sure what working theory says that communism killed the hangman? Is your reading group affiliated with the union somehow?
No, we're an independent organization. We acknowledge and respect the union's efforts, but our interests are more theoretical than Mr. Clare's.
He speaks the truth.
Are there any operational communists in Bernice?
No, unfortunately. The communards were hunted down and killed nearly to a man. All that's left of them are bones and old rifles.
Like this one.
His companion's eyes widen as you hold up the ancient weapon. He's practically itching to stick that thing in someone's face and pull the trigger.
Yes, like that one. I wonder how many of these are still lying around in cellars or sealed up behind the masonry.
Yeah, we need to know where.
Can I hold it?
Yeah, it's broken.
It's heavier than I was expecting.
The rifle rests in its open palms. Its position reminds you of something.
The attitude of a priest bearing one of the holy relics of his faith. Though it is long out of service, its power is evident to him. When he's finished, he returns the rifle to you with a nod of appreciation.
There's a reading group
We
accepting new
typically
members.
only accept new members once per semester. There's this whole process with essays and presentations on assigned topics.
Young man turns to his companion.
But given that we have some extra seating at the moment, I guess we could be convinced to expedite an application or two.
Stefan, you can't be serious. For gendarme?
I am serious. As
Hey,
materialists, we've got to adapt to conditions as they are. Besides, he'll still need to pass the interview portion of the entrance process.
turns back to you.
Assuming he's even still interested, that is.
Convince them you belong in a reading group. All right, we got a 50% chance, 58% chance. A vocacious bibliophilic territory. Whatever the fuck that means. Let's do it.
Is it getting warm in here? There seems to be a little pool of sweat forming in the depression of your lower back.
Why is this happening? I thought I had my shit together. I'm not nervous. I'm a superstar. Definitely no sweating, sir.
Oh, totally. A superstar breaking out in a cold sweat.
I thought I had my shit together.
You did. You must be extremely nervous for some reason.
No sweating, sir.
Excellent work. Now there's a dark handprint on the back of your shirt. Everyone will be able to see the evidence of your overactive sweat glands.
Yeah, I don't do well in
No.
interviews.
You're terrible at them. The thought of everyone looking at you, judging you, makes you want to heave, frankly.
Why am I getting so worked up? They're just a couple kids.
Let's be frank. They're probably way smarter than you. You bet they've read more books than you can even name. You've been quite studious these past few days. You should be able to handle whatever they want to throw your way. The hardest part will just be working up the nerve to ask without soiling yourself.
Everything all right, gendarme? You look a little green about the gills.
Oh, I guess we can't go. Hey, Baxter! What up, dude? Alright.
Sure, we're here most every night. Maybe we'll catch you again.
Sleep well, gendarme.
She tried. I think of the track splittering. The rigged easel surrounded by pots of goulash. Cindy's no doubt. Could it be the Phasmid? No, probably not. This one says no war but class war. Poster reads under chromosomes and communists. Coffee. At the bottom of the pot, an isle of black sludge rises from a shadowy sea. Reflective construction vest. +1 endurance, -1 reaction speed. Well, we're gonna take. All right. Should we ask Cindy about her?
Hello again, officers.
So you want to
Have
talk
you
about the
come to
murderer?
admire my mural?
Maybe you could tell me about the murderer's missing armor. What is this?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Is it armor art for the body?
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one.
Nice.
I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Could that girl have been little Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
I know a little girl in the village, little Lily.
Could have been her. Small kid with giant white armored hands. If you've seen one of them, you've seen them all.
Oh, I don't want to go in there. I don't think so, at least. Yeah. Nothing to do. Alright, it's almost midnight. We should probably go to bed. Should we try and get those gloves? Can we fast travel from here? Who's this?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Should we try it?
Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
I like you, but I'm afraid to be around you because you're a woman. I like you because I want to be close to you, and there's but one way there's but one way to intimacy. Since the dawn of mankind, Al Ghul has watched over the reproductive procreation of our species. Lay with it. Celebrate the goal.
Okay. Where's this going?
I need to be drunk. You do too. Please get drunk with me on a drunk date.
Absurdly and pointedly phrased. You can be quite funny, officer. Anyway, what did you want?
She doesn't even understand you asked her out. Perhaps you're too sober to pull it off right now. Try again later.
Oh, we gotta get drunk.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day.
Go ahead. Ask me anything.
We gotta pass that to finish
Glad
that
to
one.
have been of
Okay.
assistance.
When you conceptualization. Alright, let's go back to the whirling rags. Did you guys have a good Labor Day weekend? Nibbler, Baxter? You guys still out there? Looks like you are. The boys... Oh, can we go in there? They leave behind, maybe? Can we pick up their bottles? Alright, let's go to bed. Yeah, it was alright. That's about all I can say. I was about to say I thought our room got cleaned, but that was
The bed
in
is
another
still
life.
cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it. The unchanged linens are only getting greasier and greasier every time you crawl among them. Like some wounded animal, you close your eyes and ask for sleep. Just some hours of regular sleep, please.
Nope. We're gonna go nuts.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea until they're suddenly light.
This respite, you've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up.
I like that guy's voice.
Swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
Would have been bad. Haven't I earned this? I haven't earned this?
No, you haven't. You've just been.
Is this the last stream?
No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
Found no deep.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
Go.
Nice. Well rested. We should have got our point back, too. Yeah. Took him a minute to get going.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see yourself, the expression, fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it. Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
I'm saying maybe we should turn off the radio, but we can't. Good morning.
Hey, was there something you needed? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Alright, stay 6. Shit changes every day. Should we just go right in?
I can't believe this shit.
Oh, we go get our dice and the gloves. Are we wearing hammer pants? Royal Carabiner pants. No, we're wearing pirate pants. Nice. You gotta love it. We just need the puffy shirt like in Seinfeld. And then we'd really be a pirate. But I don't want to be a pirate. That's my Jerry Seinfeld voice. Alright, maybe this shit thawed.
This orange machine is dead still. It ha-
Alright. Oh, it doesn't even let us walk around without the flashlight. What, my Seinfeld impression? I'd like to hear yours. It's alright, you can't give one, because all you can do is type.
Are you looking for a die? Very good. That will be 7 real for one custom die. Here's your amber die.
There appears to be a small fly embedded within. It's like looking into a lost little world.
I'm not really sure what we needed this for, but... But now we got him, so...
This old fireplace, the whole thing resembles...
Come on, boys. Let's get out of here. We got to come out here anyway.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other...
Is Lily the one in here?
Hello, mister.
Hey, there's a girl who had armor gloves. Is that you?
I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks to one remaining eye as though searching for confirmation.
We're going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
He enunciates the last two words carefully.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone is conveying to her the importance.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Understand? You can break the castle. It's not very good. Bye!
The girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on you. It looks like a sandcastle there, maybe?
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
We technically have the boots too, don't we? Oh yeah, we're gonna wear them. The Jam Rock Shuffle. I mean, we're all in on reaction speed, right? Hey, well, we already filled that up. What else could we add to here that would make sense? We're not terrible at anything anymore. We're not really good at anything of it anymore. Man, I really wish we could add more points to that. We've only filled one of those, though. We're gonna go reaction speed.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably.
We gotta go back to the wall.
Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
How are we responsible with this? This just protects me, no hard, not to show off. Decked out future armor, I can cop out of
The
me.
hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you.
The gear could line my pockets with cash. I could probably sell it to some other cops. One down, two to go.
Are you sure you're correct there? There was a helmet too. 3 pieces more like. You were ambitious. It may be a while before you have all the pieces. In the meantime, you should analyze the armor. Figure out its vulnerabilities. Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Ooh, we're not gonna get that figured out by the time we get there, though. Because we just leveled up. Alright, anything else we can do? Oh, well, we're out here. While we're out here, maybe we can get that point. Buoy west of the boardwalk. Could this be the buoy Kalasi told us about?
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer...
Closer.
That over there must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
Ooh, hidden things, secrets, lies.
Pick it up.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
There's something in there, splashing around.
It
smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn.
Well, we're lucky it's still here. A little longer, it would have floated away. Good documents. Who do you think?
I have no idea.
This is a minor quirk. We know what was in the buoy anyway.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
It must have been Classy's enemies, which means she's in danger. Maybe Classy took them herself? Could this be related to the cryptozoologists and their little expedition? Aha.
In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. We should go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
Damn it.
A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner. Poor things.
Alright. What else can we do? Get yourself organized. We're going to join that group. We're going to find the armor. We can't help her because we can't get in the goddamn thing. And we can't do that one yet, I don't think. So I think we just got to get to Ruby. Should we check the cryptozoology traps again? I don't remember where they are. That's one. Oh, here's two.
The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anymore. Poor things.
And we got one is over there by like the entrance. So is there one over there by the church? Was it up here? I don't remember. Yeah, there it is.
Just dead and dying locusts, and the slow swaying of surrounding reeds. Poor things.
We totally should be able to fast travel from out here. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. We still need, what, 65 more points? That's a lot of points.
Wait. Take a longer look at yourself and how you're reflected in that slick chemical rainbow. What do you see? Metaphor. It's always metaphor.
Some kind of metaphor for me?
This is more important than you. That's the blood of industry you see before you. The runoff from Coal City, further down the coast. The engines of fortune once roared here. Great wealth poured into Revachol, the Delta, as did smoke, waste, sickness, life. The engines stopped. The West Revacholian industrial base was dismantled after the war. Now, extinguished coke furnaces dot the landscape. A landscape despoiled by industry. Filth. This needs environmental action now.
I don't see the problem. Revachol moved on to a service industry. Give it the times, yo. West Revacholian industrial base? That's so me. There was a serious dereliction of duty in this cleanup.
Yes. Fortune left you too, leaving only pharmaceuticals and a subpar service-based industry.
Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every embassy in Revachol, hopefully. Is there a car over there? I think this is the quick way.
The trap is full of locusts. Poor thing.
Alright, let's go see if we can knock old boy out. He's on top of the dam. Or the wall, not a dam. Do we gotta call anybody? Here's that fucking racist.
race descent has only worsened since I last saw you.
I think this race...
That will be the... That is understandable. The previous racist was probably an Occidental and did not prove a real adversary.
These cops are just jealous, Jean-Luc.
I want to beat him up.
Don't be vulgar. White or Mr. Claire is a man of vision and means. He has the will jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? Of course. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. Measurehead, stoic.
Well, I guess we can't knock him out. Alright, well, I guess let's go start Ruby. We got about 30 minutes. We can get through that. Can we fast travel there? Of course not. Can we do anything with this guy?
Right to work!
Where is Gary the crypto fascist? I guess we missed that. I don't know where he is. Anyway, let's show the church. Then we'll go west. All right.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
These are computer components?
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
How'd they do that and why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though, these seem incredibly advanced.
Old
So it
cybernetics.
is. I think these used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
This is all that remains of failed R&D.
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean. These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find a device here. You will be disappointed.
All you will find here is pain.
I think we searched everything pretty good through here, didn't we? Oh, maybe we didn't. Concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Feels strange. Alright, let's save it. We're right here again. We're going in.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
The shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways. No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones.
Okay.
Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing is the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Fat Angus.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor
I don't care about all that
is
gibberish.
used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
Not bad.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
You just destroyed something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
What is this goddamn fail?
It's the end of the world.
How did you get your hands on this thing?
Myself.
You know how to store your church device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
So does your death ray and the law officials trapped in it.
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream. Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This is great and all. Let's talk about the man who was
Yeah,
killed.
let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Damn this.
Clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon.
Not like the murder weapon.
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much.
Here we go.
Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
Yeah, how do you know we were
I heard
coming?
you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By adding bullets under the floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way. Isabel the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Preparing for the worst?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
Did you shoot Lele?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
It was your girlfriend she cracked.
Nah, she didn't crack. She's a survivor. If she told you anything, it was to save herself. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your own boys told us you were on the coast.
My boys?
Yeah, the ones you poached from Titus and Titus himself. The Ruby Boys, formerly the Hardy Boys.
What? I don't even understand what you're trying to get at here. Oh, doesn't even matter. How could they be my boys when they're not even my friends? Those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like.
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Wait, wasn't it who called the human canyon opener? It's not personal. I open them up. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. Honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me?
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Alright.
What shit? I told you I didn't do it.
Literally the sorriest cop on earth.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Would you say that Lele was... Would you say he was
I
a
didn't
likable
like
person?
him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types. Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I don't think she's perjuring herself. She didn't hate it, okay?
You don't feel
Plenty
sympathy?
of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
Alright.
I'm listening.
You have an alibi.
I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me.
There were 10 minutes I couldn't have vouched for.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
Oh, no one takes a 15-minute leak. Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time for the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Play pinball much?
No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city. Why?
There's some mysterious pinball machines, some pretty mysterious rooms.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in supernatural mysteries.
What kind of mysteries interest you?
Not murder mysteries either, if that's what you're thinking.
She looks you in the eye impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to comment on the matter any further.
I happen to be a paranormal detective.
Cool. They sent a ghost cop after me. Congratulations.
What about elevators? Do you like elevators?
The fuck do elevators have to do with anything?
Yeah, you or don't
Not
you?
particularly.
Not even old, rickety ones?
I'm not really into old shit for old shit's sake.
God damn it!
So you know she's not an antiques enthusiast. Not my jurisdiction, man. But it also doesn't sound like she used that secret route at all.
Look, it's a secret way from the ground floor to the whirling to the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
She frowns in your face.
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
Do you like to hang out on rooftops?
And?
Where'd you get it?
The gun store.
What gun
Trigger
store?
Happy Jacks.
Really, Trigger?
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
I see it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
I can't quite tell. What kind of gun is it?
A knocked away 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That isn't it.
I know you don't like old things, but do you sell antique rifles on the side?
Never really got into weapons trafficking. Especially not old weapons. They break too often, and you don't want unhappy customers among gun collectors. Yeah, evidence.
Rooftops.
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
What's so great about the
Very
antenna?
powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival. The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
You're running drugs.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her. Maybe twist the knife, just in case. Make her more desperate.
Yeah, that figures. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
You're a criminal. I can't trust anything you say. You had a financial incentive to kill the merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the union.
You good?
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She turns the knob down just a millimeter.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
But you're threatening with
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Who killed the
How
merc?
should I know? As I keep saying, He already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
Alright, your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Wait, did she also seem high to you?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
Right, Classy said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
How did you manage to uncover the plan so quickly?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea. Yeah,
Her idea.
in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
She lied to you about that, too.
Yeah.
Resourceful.
I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
You think she killed Layla herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Alright, if you didn't kill him, why
I
hide?
saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop.
What do you mean?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to La Puta Madre.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time. All of this just means that you're effective. Criminals know you and are scared of you.
He's
Is
dangerous,
that a
right?
joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
I know I'm supposed to know about this, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
Wait, what did you do to this modder anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who was in this death squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying. That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Minot. We can either take a room here in the Whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
Oh man, I don't remember this part.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
You know about the bunker
What
next door?
bunker?
Communist hideout back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Feels like an aneurysm's approaching.
Keep calm. Breathe.
Let's not die.
After the pain recedes, it's a little clearer.
Oh, we got 2 equipped. Notice during the drug talks, momentary window of clarity. We got it. I'm not even snapping for that one. No snap.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
All good, officer. Be careful.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it. Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
She's
Okay,
truly
good.
desperate.
I didn't want to watch that.
She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options. You know.
Maybe I can still talk her out of it.
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives. She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go.
Just fucking go before I change my mind.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I would have done the same had I not been incapacitated.
I think she didn't do it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
He pointed to the back of the cavern. What do we got out here? Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. Oh, we needed that shit. Cooking utensils. She's prepared herself porridge with bananas. Take that $8 too.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
And look at the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Rager
No.
Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More
Look who's back.
Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
Notebook.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Like right now.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers. She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it. That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th. Great. M's peon is coming to town. No doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? The call? Did M call her personally? Why? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake.
This is a coincidence. I've never killed people for mob boss.
Whatever you may look like, you don't feel like a hired assassin.
All right,
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
Okay.
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape. Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
The thick journal bound in brown leather. The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
If she didn't do it, maybe it's good that we didn't catch her. Kim, am I really in love with Puta Madre Egypt?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Who killed the
Could
Buccaneer?
have been Titus. Then again...
Wait, no one heard the shot.
Maybe there's a hardy boy we've yet to meet who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Call the station. If you dare. Return to the whirling after the whole instigator debacle. Someone there has to have answers. We're gonna go composure, because that's our lowest one, I think, besides like Half-Life. What is that? Threaten people? Ooh, maybe we do need to do that. Alright, we're not going to go into the whirling in rags or up to the city yet. What time is it? It is about that time. It's actually perfect timing. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, let's see what's up with this picture still. Ooh.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary. This does look like an embrasure, a slit made for shooting out of. Outside the window, another day. The beach sand soaks up the drizzling rain, growing darker and darker.
Did the killer use this?
It's a great place to hide, and Machiavellianism and murder are certainly not mutually exclusive. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages. Indeed, no one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough. In fact, I think we're done with this bunker. After you, officer.
Nice. I'm glad we came in
A
here.
mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurish.
Wonder why they didn't give that to us earlier. Interesting. Buy a book. Okay, everything we have to do is over on the other side. And we don't want to start that yet. So let's just get it right over to the bridge. There's our car. Alright, I don't know how far close we can get, so we're going to save it right here, y'all. And next week we will continue to push the game along. We lose 2 days, so it'll be day 8 when we get back. Well, when we finish this next scene. Anyway. Drop a like if you haven't already, guys. Drop a sub if you happen to be new. I'm out.